Good, thank you.
So good to have you here.
Yeah, likewise.
So, now, when did you start your journey in Global Quest Coach?
So it would be a little over a year ago now. Yeah.
And your journey in the beginning, because you were Emma was just sharing with me just a little bit just off camera that it's you're just raving about how you're traveling and coaching and loving that. But when you first joined, you did this for personal development.
I did.
Yeah. So share with me, where were you? Yeah. Like, I actually remember this, but if you share for these guys, where were you? What was happening in your world, and what drew you to explore this wonderful program?
So I was in a mess. I was not in a good place. In fact, I just came back from doing. I was in a good place for a while. I'd come back from a Camino walk, because I was trying to figure out my life. I knew I wanted massive change, but I didn't know how. I'd read all the self-development books. I'd done a range of different things. I was disengaged with my work, my own business. I created a monster.
Yeah.
And I created a business which I thought I loved, but ended up doing something I hated doing or no longer wanted to do.
I imagine there must be so many people that'll resonate with that. So many people must be doing the same thing.
Yep. But not only that, in my personal life, I felt very stuck. I was in a 26-year marriage, which wasn't going well, and I felt like I tried everything. I felt I read all the self-development books. I had, I'd spoken to people, and wherever I turned, I just felt there was nowhere to go. And it led me to actually, on a spur of the moment, walk the Camino, and I booked a one-way flight to Lisbon.
Yeah.
One night in the Airbnb out of desperation, and I walked 650 k's to try and figure this out for myself.
I like your determination.
Yes, and there are a lot of stories within that. It was a wonderful journey, a self-development journey anyway for myself. However, when I came back, I thought I'd figured out a lot of things, but when I came back into my environment, back doing what I was doing, it was a matter of 6 or 7 months, and I ended up back in the same place.
Yeah.
And nothing had changed.
Yeah. And that must have felt worse.
It did.
Yeah, because you now had the contrast of, okay, a bit of clarity, got a bit of space.
Totally.
You go back to square one after all that effort.
And that, I have to say, was the turning point.
Right.
This is it. This is enough.
Well,
I have to change something now. This is serious. Yeah.
So many people get to the point where when the pain that they're experiencing in their life is enough, when the pain is great enough, that then they will usually do something. And I think that they're powerful moments in our life, pivotal moments where we hit, people say rock bottom, or we just hit enough. Like you've said, enough is enough. Now something actually must change.
I did not expect that when I came into the program, or first set my foot into the program. I did not expect the reasoning why I actually joined the program. But it was a very heartfelt, it was nothing I had to think about. It was just something that was, yes, this is it. This is where I'm going to get my answers. This is where I feel there's a community that actually makes sense.
That's powerful.
It just something resonated with me, and I was not in a trusting place, so that was big.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
What was it about the community that you said, okay, I'm gonna trust you in this? Because I always honor that when someone when I meet someone or I connect with someone, phone, like even on a webinar, and they say, okay, I'm going to do this with you. It is such a big deal, because so many people have had their trust broken so many times. And I know for so many people, it's like, I'm going to do it one more time. What was it for you where you said, okay, I'm going to trust you guys?
The human aspect, there was something. It wasn't something tangible. It was just something I felt.
It was a feeling, an experience. I get that. I get that, like the realness of the experience.
Yeah. And the realness of of the conversations, that what people shared,
Yeah.
the realness, I don't know, it just felt honest and real and hearty, and
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, you spoke about you wanted to get the answer to, why things were off. What did you discover?
I recognized the need to do work on myself. I joined on the basis of the self-development, so that I could do the deep dive for me. I didn't expect that, because I actually went thinking that coaching is something that I'm probably interested in, because I want to work with people. I wanted to have a meaning-based business. That's something that's it's kind of the track that I was going. I was doing a lot of charity bike rides, wanting to contribute. That was kind of things that I was doing outside of my work that was driving me. So the idea that I wanted to work with people was there, and that I wanted to have the connection more with people and do more meaningful work and contribute was the reason why I went there. What brought me to come and have a look, but there was also that recognition that I needed to do the work myself.
So what's changed for you in your life? If you were to think back to when you started your program to where you are now, what's shifted for you personally? It gives a bit of a before and after.
Understanding, clarity, it's almost like the pieces of the puzzle, all the questions I'd been asking. It's like the pieces of the puzzle all started to fit into place and kind of make sense. It's almost like, I actually tell my clients this, which is really quite funny now, because I always say, I use this terminology because I love climbing mountains, right? I love climbing. I see a mountain and I just want to get up there. I want to see the view, right?
That's great.
It's just like, so this is the analogy I use. In order to get to your goal, in order to get to that destination, to go and see that view, you have to take the stepping stones to get there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't know the way, right?
Yeah.
You don't know the route.
Yeah.
But you have to take the first step and then the next step.
Yeah.
And you might go off path here, but then you recognize that didn't work and you go back on path. Yeah. And eventually you figure it out. And then you finally get to the top of the mountain. And then when you get to the top, you see this awesome view, right?
Yeah.
And it was well worth the effort and the energy that it took to get there.
Yeah.
And you feel so good.
Yeah.
But then you can see beyond that, and there's so much more.
Yeah.
So I see it as a journey. I see it as it's almost part of the journey. In the becoming, you have to overcome.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it felt for me. It was, there's this messy, to quote Brené Brown, there's the messy middle.
Yes.
And that, I did not expect that to be a roller coaster ride like it was.
Yeah.
But
it's what you need, though, isn't it? That's right. You got to go through those moments to be able to get to the other side where we know ourselves deeper and we have better relationships. And now tell us about what you're loving about coaching. And because you are the type of person who, I've seen you on Facebook a little bit, and you've been traveling a lot recently, and you're going on all these adventures, which is what you love. Yeah. One of the things that I love about coaching is everyone's driven by something different. Right? Some people, they're really driven by the business and they want to have the biggest business they can. And some people, it's because they want more time with their family. And for some people, it's because you want to go on adventures and you want to climb mountains, and it's you make it work with whatever you want to do. So what are you loving about what you've created and what you're creating with coaching?
Well, I think there's quite a number of things. It's that I actually find through the coaching and through working with people, there's so much I learned myself.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just every coaching session that I have, it's this opportunity to learn and grow even more. Like I said before, what I did not expect was, once I'd kind of dived into kind of my own values and what really matters to me, and it's this ongoing journey, there's never an end to it. There's always going to be something else on the other end that you can strive towards or work towards or become a better human being. But I think what I'm really loving or that I'm seeing unfolding is is the desire to encompass my values and the things that I enjoy about life into my work. So that is the idea of being able to be flexible, the idea of being able to travel, to visit different cultures, and to be doing my coaching in such a mobile way, you know.
It's wonderful.
Is fabulous.
The freedom is fantastic.
Yeah, just that freedom to do that. And then also the contributory factor.
Yeah. You get to have freedom, choice, and make a difference, and be doing work that you're aligned with, which is so important, because that was a big contrast. You were doing work that wasn't really you know, it wasn't lighting you up, it was taking away from you, and now the work it seems to be energizing you. It seems to be energizing me, and it's starting to feel a lot more fluid, you know. It's kind of I'm bringing myself into it as well. And good on you. Becoming more. And like I said, it's just continuously unfolding. It's not ever going to end. Yeah. Now, there's so many people that I'm sure will be inspired by watching watching this story. What would you say to someone who's considering saying yes to joining the Global Quest Coach program? Just do it. You know, if it resonates for you, don't think about it. Just do it. Don't wait. Good on you. You know, there's no better time than now. Yeah. Thank you so much. I wish I did it much earlier. Yeah. You're awesome. Give us a hug. Thank you so much. Thank you, Matt. Thanks so much.